Number one, I have a picture up here, a guy named John Henry Nouwen. He's an author. And one of my favorite quotes from him is that what is most personal and sacred is most universal. So the very scarredness, the addiction, you don't want anybody to find out what you do, whether that's online or with alcohol or with drugs or sexual abuse or what you've been through or the past or brokenness, amputations, the very thing that you think will cheapen your life in the perspective of someone else's, according to John Henry Nouwen, is the very thing that is actually most universal. So one thing to recognize is our scars are actually what can ultimately connect us to others, physically and emotionally. So just recognize that. And then the second is this. In real time, when you are the one having bombs dropped on you, whether literally or figuratively, it is very hard to find meaning in real time in that struggle. So what I always try to do is to look backward first. Kierkegaard wrote, life is intended to be lived forward, but it can only be understood backward. So if you look backward at your life and you identify difficult times in your life, in your childhood, in education, when you failed out of that first job, when you tried the first business and that did not work, when you asked him out and he said no, whatever the thing is, you also realize some of the things that came out of those losses, how there was indeed evidence, not only of you flopped face first on your belly, but you grew in resiliency. You grew in grit. You recognize the floor was not that far down. You elevated your faithfulness. You recognize, stop taking yourself so seriously. All these things, man. You met a new friend. You've picked up a new hobby. Awesome. So if you look back at your life, you realize through the difficulties of yesterday, you've become a far better version of yourself today. Well, if that's true in your past, and I would say to all of us, it is. And if you don't believe me, take inventory. It is also true in the challenges we face today. So I don't ask for the struggles to come. I don't ask for flights to be delayed. I don't ask for economic shifts like what we experienced 2 years ago, or family members to pass away of COVID like I experienced 2 years ago, and everything else that is affecting us geopolitically. But they do arise in your life. And we can kick the dirt and we can be mad and we can cross our arms and say, why me? And it's common. Or we can look for an opportunity ourselves to make a difference. So the storms come, but we've weathered them in the past and we can weather them well going forward into the future.